Okay, so I'm going to explain this and how this world is really, really crazy. You have psychopath mind readers. Mind readers are able to read your mind. Christ was a mind reader. It explains it in the Bible. It also explains that if you are ascended one, meaning that if you are a believer is able to control the body parts of a person. So the more sins you have, the more sins you have, they can be able to control your body parts. This is in the scriptures. This is nothing fake. This is what science talks about. There's psychopath whisperers. When I was a rehabilitation tech, there was tons of whisperers. They would talk to themselves, but they would murmur to the left and to the right. Those are professional people of the sciences. So when I was a rehab tech, I would see them, and some of them might have schizophrenia, other underlying diagnoses on top of the retreating whisperer, psychopath whisperers. What that means is that if their spirit hones into somebody else's spirit, then they could do psychopath whispering. And as a rehab tech, I witnessed it with my own eyes. There were Muslims there. There were other clinical workers there. And I was always in a room with no windows. And most of them were sitting like in a circle seance, whatever, the Native American circle. I call it seance because if they're doing evil, it's a seance. So as soon as you step in the middle of it, now you're in it. They don't know that, the rehab tech guys, the specialists. But that's my clear observation. You can't step in the middle of that shit. But many of them could not even be placed in the by family kids, because they would sodomite them. Okay, their own family members. So the scripture always talks about the sword being like the word. So remember that Islam teaches you about the black arts, but really doesn't really define it. But if you look at all three scriptures, you will find what the black arts are, and how to defend yourself and your family from it. This is why I continuously try to engage my family to accept Islam, study the scriptures often, because when you study the scriptures, there are Dajjal and Antichrist. The Dajjal and Antichrist will recite the scriptures. We'll recite the Quran, we'll recite the Bible, and we'll recite the Torah. Those are the Dajjal, the Antichrist, and probably even the Messiah. But the Torah does not say, the Torah says that it's a Messiah supposedly coming. They don't accept Christ, so they might accept one that is coming in the way falsehood. If they're doing the resuscitation, if they read the recitation, and a mind reader comes and tries to stir up the mind and keep it restless. Remember, neurologically, we're talking about it neurologically. These are experts. We could talk to the experts in neurology. Why is the mind restless? Why is it restless? The mind is supposed to be at rest. But because of these doctrines of demons, as the Bible has stated, I prefer to stay within the gospel of the Bible because I am Islamic, so I don't want to transcend the words, nor do I want to transcend the clothing. But I'm Hebrew as well. I found out that's my ancestral lineage to the Egyptian pharaohs. The Egyptians know this, but they do not know the sciences as well that greatly. So I need the Egyptians to be in Puerto Rico. I need the Egyptian professionals to hunt these people down that are psychopath whisperers who've been in the mental health facilities. You have to go and do whatever. Go carry the 3 judges with you: a Muslim, a Jew, and a Christian at the highest rank of carrying judicial orders. I need the Egyptians who know this demonologia, because we're having too many of these sciences that are just creating idle workers. People are unable to be married. We're having brujerias, brujos, too many brujos with the brujo doctrines, separating wife and man through black witchcraft. Too many. It's too many. And sciences. There's psychopath mind readers, psychopath whisperers. There's of course the black arts of voodoo, the voodoo craft. Voodoo isn't that too big in the they're bigger against Sodom, the voodoo craft. But there's some in there that, and then there's the Dajjal and the Antichrist, and those are basically the Christians and the Muslims, that they are they are in the faith for simple amusement, and that's in the Quran, for simply be amused of why they're there, but they're really there to see if that judgment really is true. So, and so there are so many different types of sciences out there. Quantum physics is a new one. God knows where that's going to head. Transcendence, which I've already recently found out about. Basically, how people interact, but emotions flow from one person to another, and often that was like demonologia, in a sense where exorcism was, where you walk into a room, somebody's possessed, and there's a lot of demons. There's a lot more demons that obviously they don't believe in God, but they are in the demonic thing to hold people in possession. So somebody can grab a knife. Usually, if a person grabs a knife, it's from the believer side. Dajjal or Antichrist. They'll go up the high rank, and be in the church or whatever, and they're able to control the body parts of a human being that's on the other side. The demonic are just possessors. They possess the body. You will hear a door. You will hear the door that's actively like making noises. That's the demonologia. So you guys got to learn a lot of this knowledge, because I can't do it all. They attack the mind, and then they attack the family. So they can attack me through the sciences and through the spirit through Christianity or Islam, and they from the other side, and they can be pinning me down. But I'm a prayerful guy, so I pray for everything. But if they attack my brother can close up and not text family or not write to family, call to family, because the sciences might try to get into his mind. And so what happens is that there might be a mind reader and there might be a telepathy. Mind reading, telepathy attack. Mind reading, telepathy attack. Now what do you have? You have mind reading, telepathy, and then a psychic. Because sometimes people hone in on people and attack people all at the same time. So those are different factors. I'm just pulling out as an example of how science and God might be working together, but they're both black art.